Hello, welcome back to Character Stories. Today's story is about a young kobold, however you pronounce it, by the name of Wough. I know they're small, canine-like draconic beings, so Wough seems like a rather unimaginative name for one such as him, but when you are the youngest of 13 children, your parents tend to get a little lazy with your naming. But Wough, though he's the youngest, he is also the tallest of all his siblings at an astounding 2 feet and 4 inches. Well met. At 16 years old, which is saying something because a lot of kobolds don't make it to that age. But little Wough was born in the Underdark with his 12 siblings and his parents, and they just kind of lived and scraped by with whatever they could manage. 3 of his siblings have succumbed to sewer plague when they were younger, so that killed 3 of them, and 2 others were killed by a local gang of drow and dwergers, duergar, again, however you pronounce that, leaving Wough and 7 other siblings. So, yes. And the other 7, they kind of took off on their own and formed their own little kobold group, seeking to mostly get vengeance against the drow dwerger gang that killed their 2 younger siblings, but it left Wough at home with his oldest sister Zarin, and they just kind of scraped by their parents, just kind of existing, and Wough would go out and find little trinkets and things in the alleyways and the trash cans of the Underdark, and craft little, just intricate little machines and little toys out of them, and sell those for a few coins here and there, whatever he could muster. And then one day, he assumes it was day, for sun doesn't shine in the Underdark. He happened to see a human walking around. Odd, for the Underdark, humans didn't generally make it their business to travel down here. He followed this human around for a few days, human just going from place to place, not seeming to have any ambition or goal in mind. But one day he followed him down an alley, and the human turned to face him and said, "Hey, I know you've been following me these few days. Though it took me a few hours to determine that you were there, so good job, young one. What is your name?" Wough just kind of crawled up onto a dumpster and just kind of stared at him, eye to eye, not really sure what to make of this human. For Wough knew a few words in common, but mostly just spoke in the language of the Underdark. And the human kind of just looked at him for a little and, "Oh, right, apologies. Small thing, you probably don't understand a word I'm saying." And so the human switched to Undercommon, to the language here, and just began kind of talking. He told Wough that his name was Kelmed, he was an agent of the Harper organization, and was just kind of, not spying per se, but spying, checking out the structure of the Underdark, the political stability, and everything of that nature. And he more or less offers Wough a job as a spy. And kind of, again, he switches to that Undercommon, and Wough just looks at him and, "Wough," kind of tells him his name. And the human, not wanting to insult his new friend, a potential spy, just assumes that is Wough's name and not just a barking noise. And he offers Wough the chance to leave the Underdark. And Wough just wide-eyed at the prospect of getting out of here. And this human kind of gives him a little rundown, little sales pitch on the Harpers. You can pretty much do whatever you want, just report in every month or so, and just see if you've discovered anything of valuable intel. Wough just wordlessly nods his head and says that, yeah, he'll get out there and do stuff. So the human tells him, head home, pack up your stuff, and then, you know, meet you in a couple of days and head out and join the Harpers. So Wolf heads home to talk to Zarin, tells her about this new exciting opportunity, and Zarin, you know, happy for her little brother to be able to get out and about into the world, just makes him promise her that he won't die. So he makes the promise, unsure of how well he can keep it, and 2 days later heads off to meet Kelmed at the edge of town and head to the surface. Little Wolf, over the next few months, begins to learn some magic and common, the most, you know, common language above, but his kobold mouth is unfamiliar with the phrasing of common words, and his tongue is just a little too long, and it pokes out of his mouth a little bit when he talks, and, well, this is how Wolf speaks common. And being grown up in the Underdark, he's a little unfamiliar with the ways of the surface, and a little naive about a lot of things, but eventually he kind of finds his way into a group of adventurers and sets about in the city of Waterdeep, and just goes on a lot of adventures with them. And he takes that skill that he had in the Underdark of finding little trinkets and making things out of them and blends it with a little bit of magic and learns to become an artificer. Ooh. Ah. Wolf is an artificer. Wolf is so cool. So yeah, there you go. That is the tale of Wough, where he comes from, where he goes, and where he comes from. Soft-eyed material Joe. Wolf also misses metaphors and just doesn't really know what's going on most of the time, but he's smart. He is smart. He can make those inventions and artifice things real good. And he likes healing people and helping people. He's just kind of a little geek. But he's super cool. Tune in next time here on Character Stories for more exciting fun.